Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Donald, and today I'm going to be talking about how to avoid rental scam. And if you're planning to buy, maybe you don't want to rent but you're planning to buy, please keep watching because a lot of things I'm going to be talking about today actually affects buying as well. Now I've taken a few points down, and the first one I want to say from my experience is have a realistic budget. So basically, if you're thinking of having rent of 1 million, like you're thinking that, okay, my budget for my rent is 1 million, don't just budget 1 million. Budget agency, budget legal. Agency is always is about 10%. Legal is the same 10. Sometimes you can negotiate it to 5. Then they usually have caution fee and also service charge. So most landlords these days actually ask for 2 years. It's crazy. I know that there was, I don't know, I don't want to say what I'm not sure, but I don't know if there was a law that says it should revert to a year. I don't know, but I felt like there was a time it was so rampant. Like they'll just say, if you're not paying 2 years, don't worry. So imagine that it's already bad enough that we don't get to pay monthly, meaning you must save the bulk to pay a year, and now they are trying to make it 2 years. I mean, the advantage of that, if you're coming in and you have money and you have enough to pay for 2 years, to be honest, it's better if you have those funds, because what happens is that the landlord will then not increase at least you're sure that in the next 2 years that they will not increase, because Lagos landlords an increase are 5 and 6, I'm telling you, and their increase can go from like 5, 10 to 50%. Sometimes they want you out of the house, so they'll just have like a ridiculous increase that you don't have a choice, so you have to go somewhere else. And now going somewhere else costs money, because you have to now start again with agency, legal, looking, all that process. So just like budget beyond 1 year rent, as in what I mean is, like, if you're not paying for 2 years, then budget beyond that 1 million or that 2 million. And before you put a budget, please go online and see what is the asking price for it. You can go to websites. I've been asked this a lot, so disclaimer, I have no affiliation at the time of this video with property.ng, but I have been using them since I came into Lagos. I find my agents there, everybody, down to this house that I bought, and my previous one I found on the website. So you can go there and find the asking price. So let's say you want to move to Lekki Phase 1 Freedom Way and you want a 2-bedroom. Don't just go and say, oh, my budget is 300,000. To help you plan effectively, right, in terms of the area you want, go and check how much how many the bedroom you want. Check online for how many bedroom that's going for. So if you want a 5-bed, check the asking price for a 5-bed. That way you know if you're to come up or come down. Some people have had to change their location because by the time they saw the budget, they found out that, okay, no, because one thing in Lagos is that landlords will not bend for you. Maybe another state, but you see Lagos, if anything, they will up it. There's nothing like, let me talk to the landlord to remove this amount. The landlord wants his house rented. No, because of the population in Lagos, people come in every single day. So they will not beg you. It's the other way around. And if they're begging you, then there's a problem with that house. The next one is to research the neighborhood. Check for flooding, traffic. Yes. I was on a film set recently, which was executive produced by me. The film set is in Lekki, right? I was going to that area to go and see my crew members on set. I was in traffic for about 2 hours. I'm not exaggerating. I live in Lekki. I was going to the same Lekki because where the house is, where they were filming, the road is bad. So they are currently constructing, and that construction is going to really take a while. So can you imagine if you had to go to work from that kind of street? Man, you will be in traffic. Another thing why there's so much traffic in Nigeria is that we don't use our neighborhood. Excuse me. So like, for example, when I went what happened? When I went to that neighborhood, I saw a school. No, not a school. I saw schools. I saw private schools. I saw a general hospital on that street. I saw about 3 malls. I saw churches. So when my business partner and I were going there, we were literally saying that, like, if I live in an area like this, anything that is making me go out to go and buy something or to go to church or to go to the hospital or to take my kids to school, it has to be around there. So, but in Nigeria, we don't do that. Like, you can imagine my shock when my auntie was telling me that some students come from First Stack to Lekki Phase 1 for school. First Stack on the mainland, they drive all the way from there Lekki to Lekki Phase 1. So most of them wake up around 4 in order to make it, and they don't go back home till late. Like, I don't know, that can't just be the best school in the world. I don't agree. So if we had to use our neighborhood, like, okay, go to the church around you, go to the mall around you, go to the supermarket around you, I feel like we'll have less traffic. But because a lot of people don't, traffic is a lot. So if you know you're moving to Lagos and you do not have a remote job, please check for traffic, because Lagos traffic can be extremely frustrating, especially like I grew up in the East. I didn't experience traffic and I came to Lagos. So if you're that sort of person that probably have never experienced traffic, you will cry. So ensure that the area you're coming to, go and inspect it yourself, except you're working remotely. Then check for flooding as well. The best way to check for flooding, like I did in my house, because Lekki gets flooded. Like, when I mean literally, it gets flooded. So what I did was that I checked for my house during rainy season. Like, especially one day, had one very heavy rain. I drove here immediately to come and check. So yes, check for floods, because trust me, there's kind of rain that will rain in this Lagos. You will not be able to leave your house. And the agent will not tell you. Yeah. So visit the area. Also check for security. Go at different times. And just see what the area is. Even if it's an estate, go at different times and just see how the estate is. See how noisy it is. Like, when we were filming, the estate was so noisy that they kept coming out to say, please, we're filming, please, we're filming. And I was just telling someone that, like, if that were to be my estate, like, you guys would have had fun, because you would have, my estate is so calm. Everybody enters their house. You don't hear like loud music. You don't just hear people just loitering, like walking around just for the hell of it. But in this particular estate that I went to, God, it was so noisy. People were honking from the door, from the gate. One guy was calling someone's name, and the guy was close to him, but he was screaming. He was like, guy. So yeah, check for things like that, especially maybe if you're raising kids and you're looking for a certain kind of neighborhood. Inspect the house yourself. And if you live abroad, please get someone you trust. That person cannot be your agent, because the moment that your agent is the person you're sending, trust is lost, because you don't know if the person cares about the money, or they're being honest. Go for who you know that knows you. One time I was looking for a house. My house I moved into from America, I did not see it, but I sent my sisters, because my sisters know me, right? And they'll just call me and say, no, Sarah, this one doesn't work. It doesn't work. No, this one, it works, right? So send someone that you know very well, that knows your taste, if you're not in the country. If you don't have anybody, come back, stay like in an Airbnb or a hotel, and use the opportunity and check for yourself. Why am I saying this? Because Lagos developers they're the ish. Lagos developers will humble you. Imagine when your windows cannot open. The first time I came to my house, my windows couldn't open, not this house. Like, the way they did the windows, it couldn't open. And when I called, they said that the window was designed for 24-hour light. I said, okay, so because it's designed for 24-hour light, I will not have air. Like, I don't know, make it make sense. So they said that the way they did it, they sealed the window. I'm like, no, you guys better come and unseal it, because I need to open my windows. Can you imagine actually sealing windows? So you need to look at those little things. You need to check for the things that will need repair, if it's major repairs. When I was looking for my house, there are some houses I went into and I'm like, it was so affordable. And I'm like, these people know why it's affordable. By the time you're done repairing this house, it will cost you ×3 of what you bought. Yeah. So you need to look at things like that. Like, what is there to repair? Is it a house where you literally have to break everything? Not because you want to make it fit your own, but because the person that has done this house has decided that they are not human beings. You know what I mean? Check for the plumbing. Oh my days, water, especially in this Lekki, on this island, the water can be crazy, which is why I always go for estates, because the estates are just in charge of treating it. If not, if you're doing like a standalone, get ready to be buying water from tankers. So like something is called like the tanker people that sell water. Sometimes they go on strike. Sometimes when there is fuel scarcity, you can't get through to them. So if you're not living in an estate, get ready to maybe do borehole, or get ready to do your own water treatment, because water can be really bad. And I saw a lady, please confirm guys, if you're familiar with Bagada, she put up a post and showed her water. Her water was so bad, and people were telling her that it's not true, that in Bagada that's this thing. You know, people know how to not validate your experience, but the lady was like, I'm telling people that this is my house and this is how the water has been. So please turn on the tap very well, turn it up, turn it on, and you know, just check everything, check electricity, check ventilation. Yeah, check, because some houses don't have meter and that's prepaid. The landlord hasn't put prepaid, and you have to go and start doing it by yourself, and you're going to get estimated bill from EKDC. You don't want to ever do that, meaning they will just estimate that this is how much you've used for the month and you have to pay it. One house again I saw that I wanted to buy, that was actually the problem. They haven't fixed it, so you have to go to EKDC and have a conversation with them on how much they can give you every, like the moment they said that, like I just left. So you need to check those things, make sure that you have your own controlled meter. So I have a family member that is actually going through the same thing. When she moved into that estate, they just gave everybody one general meter. Each people not have their own. So by the time people were not paying, you know, some, because in that estate is very, very, very big, unlike mine. So generators were allowed. So because generators were allowed, some people closed their houses and traveled. These guys haven't paid anything for years. Why for some of them, they'll just say, wow, I'd rather run the generator. So because of that, because they're all sharing one, because those guys were not paying and they're sharing, there was blackout in that estate for like 3 months. Can you imagine? So they were just buying fuel for their generator, diesel, which is very expensive. So please make sure you have your own. Another thing again that they do that you need to check is that there is this thing they do in houses where they'll say that everybody has to contribute money for fuel, money to do this, money for light. Once that thing starts happening, run. Because what that means is by the time one person doesn't bring their own contribution, the place will not be able to go forward. So like mine now, I have my own meter. The estate generator is not allowed here. The estate supplies you with 24-hour lights because that's what they promise and that's what they are giving. So as long as you buy your power, you have 24-hour lights. So if I travel now, I know that nobody's at home, so I'm not using any lights. I'm able to control what I can use. I know when to use the washing machine. Obviously, when there is sun, you use your solar to wash, and when to on the TV, just when to regulate. It is easier and more affordable. Though it's very expensive, it's more affordable because that way you can have control of your own, like what you buy. If you buy 20,000, if you buy 50,000, when you finish, you know it has finished. So please ensure that they're not doing any shared meter. Very, very, very important. Check around for the basic things in the house, you know, like the bathroom, the tiles. Just check for basic things, to be honest. And ask about the landlord. Please avoid as much as possible. I'm going to say this stereotype. Avoid as much as possible to have landlords that live in the same compound. I've heard so many crazy stories about landlords that live in the same compound. It's such a huge story that if you have a good landlord, you have to talk about it, especially for females. Why? They start looking at everything you do. Imagine your landlord increasing your house rent because you bought a new car. Yes. Imagine your landlord noticing that, people are now staying in this house, so you paid that, like it was just supposed to be only you. Now all your cousins are here. Imagine that kind of landlord. Imagine a landlord that checks your in and out. Imagine living in a compound, like not an estate, in a compound, right? Where your landlord is telling you that he's going to lock the gates by 7 or by 8. A wicked landlord, or mean landlord can ruin your entire experience. It can make you leave your property and run away regardless of how much you've paid. So if your landlord lives there, ask around, ask other tenants. The thing with Nigerians is that they will be honest with you. That's the truth. Ask Nigerians about the place, if it's somewhere that has a landlord. In my case, when I was renting, I never used to deal with the landlord, just once. The very first time I rented, I dealt with the landlord because that was like on a lower scale, but he was such an amazing man, such an amazing person, I must say. But after then, I've had to deal with the lawyers, and even buying, I had to deal with the agent and the lawyer, even though because it's buying, I had to meet who I'm buying from, right? But most agents, most landlords now hand over the houses to the agent and their lawyers. So ask around. If it's a compound where the landlord is living, ask. But if it is a compound where, like an estate, a serviced estate like my own, you don't have any problem with the landlord. Who you should be bothered about is the estate management. They're the ones that can make or break you. Yes. So please ask those questions. Now, this one is going to shock you. It's going to shock you, but it frustrated me. Please, when you go to your house that you want to rent, go with your network and be sure you have network. I did not know that we're going to be having that conversation. I did not know. I rented a house that the network, I only had to go outside. I had to go outside to make calls. Yes. Then they said it's the way they now build the houses these days. Oh my God. The network was terrible. The people that know me, that call me, they know I'm at home through my network. If they call me on a normal call and it's breaking, they will know I'm at home. Imagine people knowing you're at home because of the bad network. That's how bad the network was. Bad. The network was terrible. MTN, Airtel, nothing was working. But the moment I step outside the house, it worked. I had to get internet. You guys know that internet in Nigeria is a conversation for another day. It's not even 100% reliable. I was so frustrated that period. So since then, anytime I'm going to get a house, I go with my network. I go up. When I came to this house, I did video call. I called my sister. She said, hello, how may I help you? I said, hold on, be on call. I'm doing something. I'm checking. I came back again the next day. I checked if they have 5G and everything. I came up again when it rained because imagine being in a house with bad network. Like, I'll just go outside, I'll be seeing missed calls. Oh, Sarah, I've been trying to reach you. My deliveries will cancel because they couldn't reach me. No. So please, please, please check for water. I know I'd said it before that you should check if like the water is clean and all, but check that you actually have water. Check that there is source of water. You guys don't know. You think that, like, especially when you're coming from the States, right? You think that these things are basics. How can a landlord do up a house and not ensure that there is water? Okay, so for example, right, in my house, the water runs very good, very clean. The estate management are trying, well treated, but guess what? The pressure is low. So I had to go and buy a pressure machine, right? That's what it's called. Not a pumping machine. Pumping is the one that puts the water, but the pressure so that it can flow well. Imagine this was a rented apartment. I would come and start investing pressure in someone's house that can come and increase his money. You know what I mean? So check for things like that. Turn the water. And this is the first time I'm actually experiencing it, but they said it's the way the house was built. They did not even put the pressure into consideration. But because I didn't think twice. I put the machine. So think about that. Think about, like, check how the water flows and ensure that you do not need to buy any form of pumping machine or any kind of like pressure pump. If you need a pressure pump, please ensure that the landlord supplies that before you pay. Please, like that, we're going to talk about that one. Now, ask estate managers. Don't ask the landlord. Don't ask the agent. They don't know. The person you will ask is the estate manager. The first mistake I made with one guy, I did not tell him. No, not that I did not tell him. I asked him about the management fee. He gave me a fee. I didn't ask for the estate management. I calculated it by year. And I said, is it yearly or monthly? He said the first year you do yearly, then after that you can be doing monthly. I calculated it. I said it's doable. After I paid for this place, can you believe that I went to the estate manager and I realized that that was not the amount? Thank God. that it was just like 10K or so that he omitted. Now I saw a girl on Instagram that was saying that her service charge is 200,000, Abi. Yes, about that. 200,000 every month. Meanwhile, she takes care of her own water. She takes care of her own light. She takes care of everything. She even did water treatment, and she said she didn't know. So yes, it has happened to me because of that experience. Now I always ask the estate management, how much is it? Then I calculate, okay, if this is it, even if they increase by a certain time, this is what will happen. So if you're living in an estate, please ask for rules, because the estate management, they're the ones that put the rules. And if you've entered the mid already, let me give you an example. My friend bought a house in my estate. She did not know that you're not allowed to change the front. They didn't tell her. The guy that sold it told her that, oh, it's okay. She even asked, she showed me the message where she asked the guy that, it wasn't this estate actually. It was my previous estate. She showed me the message where she asked the guy that, I love to play with lights. Can I do my lights out? So I said, yes. This lady went, imported lights and everything. She was about doing it when the estate management came and told her that, oh, no, see, the handbook is not allowed. Can you imagine? She had commissioned someone, everything. In fact, there is a fine for it if you change, because it's supposed to be like uniform. So make sure you ask the estate management the rules. Another lady had to give out her dog because pets were not allowed. In my estate, pets is not allowed. From outside, you will see it, so you know. But imagine coming in with a dog to realize that pets are not allowed and you have already paid. And by pets, it's like, okay, so my estate now, for example, big dogs are not allowed because fences are low, they're in charge of security, they need to be able to come into your house if there is any issue. So for security reasons, they can't come in and then you have like 10 dogs in your backyard or big dogs. So it's not allowed. But you can have pet dogs. But the thing is, because pets are not allowed, your pet must stay inside. It's not allowed to roam outside. It's not allowed to mess up outside. You'll be fined for it, right? So this lady said that her dog, she hadn't had time to train her dog. So her dog, even though it's a small dog, is not trained. So the dog cannot really stay inside. The dog needed to like go outside. No, they told her no, that they will fine you. So if you have to keep that dog inside, if you have to keep the dog, then you have to keep the dog inside. But for big dogs, not allowed at all. So please ask for all the rules so that anyone that doesn't match that like you can say no to, or something that can really make you not to rent that house, so you can run. Some estates, okay, another person's house, another person bought a house to use for Airbnb, and they told him Airbnb was not allowed. The estate management, because no, now you're asking, how do the estate management make this decision? So we have something like the ESCOs, right? You nominate the ESCOs, people that rent and house owners, to balance it. So they come up with these rules based on security reasons, everything. They give it to the ESCO. There is a vote. So even you, that is a house owner there are some things you won't like. Example, me, delivery is not allowed inside. I have been fighting because I have a business and my girl doesn't come every day. So walking to the gate to go and keep that delivery in this hot weather is something I don't like. But even as a house owner, I still have to like obey the rules. So now we're looking for like, what is the middle ground? Like, can you allow delivery to come in, but to leave at a certain time, right? So yes, it's not just that the estate managers make, like by leave, I mean, they're not allowed to come in after a certain time. So, and even Uber is not allowed to drive in. You will drive in, or they will open the gate for you after 12, but Ubers are not allowed to drive in, except you're coming in with your own personal car that has sticker, or your friend is coming in and you have called the security, you've given your friend the access. But if it's Uber, Bolt, they are not allowed. So it's important to know all these things. So imagine you're one that, goes out and then you come back around 1, 2 and you don't have a car and you use Uber. You have to walk from the gate. Now, the good thing is that the walk is not crazy. But just imagine this thing happened in an estate that is so big and then you had to walk because people have already agreed that deliveries are not allowed. So yes, I mean, I would still prefer estate anytime, any day. But like I said, ask, do not rely, ask for the hidden charges. Sometimes they'll not even tell you that after your service charge that there is diesel deposit, there is that. Some people will tell you 24-hour, but the estate, when you now come there, they say to tell you that because diesel went up, it's now 18 hours. So no, here straight. So what I did was that I got the estate management number from the developers that were selling this place, because I had to meet everybody down to them. So I got the number and I discussed with the estate manager, like, okay, what is it? Oh, come to my office. The next day, came to the office, they gave me a list. I looked through it, and I I could live with the rules. That's the truth. So yeah, please make sure you do. Now verify the landlord and agent, please. Like I said, I use property.ng, properties.ng, or property.ng, what's the name? Even though I use them, I do my research. So first of all, I love to buy or rent in an estate. It makes my life so easy. You know why? Because the estate management, they know the people in charge of each house. So let's say if I leave my home now and I want to rent out this place, I will have to give it to the estate management. So if somebody is coming, even if the person doesn't know me, the person can go to the estate management and verify that this account number, I am paying this thing. From your records, are they the owner? Is this person the owner of the property? Yes. But in terms of standalone houses, just try and verify, Sha. If you're buying, you can actually go to Alausa, um, the office. You can Google the address online to go and check if the person owns it. But for renting, I really don't know for standalones, to be honest. Just get your lawyer, help your lawyer to take it from there. Like I said, because I've always used estates, it's so easy for the estate management to verify that this is really the owner of the property. But please verify, because there's so much rental scam, so much. Like, you can lose all your money to those guys. Yeah. Another thing is to get everything in writing. Get everything in writing. Document everything. I love you, sign this. I love you, sign this. You're my best landlord, sign this. If your landlord says, so I'm going to do this and this and that, add it to your contract. Is what happened to me. Like I told you, I had this very nice landlord one time. Very, very, very nice. So he offered that, okay, he was going to do certain things. He was going to take care of this. He was going to take care of water treatment. Like, he listed the things he was going to take care of. And my lawyer included it. You have to, like, include those things so that it's on paper. Don't just say, like, oh, they sent me a WhatsApp message and they promised me, they say I can go ahead. No. If you're changing the phase, like you're doing major construction and you go to the agent, to the landlord, and say, the construction to do in this house is too much. I'm going to pay my rent and I'm going to be here for another 3 to 4 years, but the agreement is that you cannot increase because of what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, when I'm done doing it and I leave, your house will now, the fees and everything will go up. Then the landlord, tell him to sign it. The landlord has to sign that they agree, so that people say the judiciary system in Nigeria doesn't work. It might be slow, but trust me, especially when it comes to these rental issues, by the time you go there, first of all, the landlord knows that you will not pay rent until it's solved, and sometimes it can drag. So if it drags for 5 years, he cannot throw you out. You cannot pay either until it's solved. Then imagine when that happens, and you have your actual document to back it up. It works. People just do not exercise their rights. They don't take their landlords to court, because even most of them, they don't even know their rights. Yes, that's the thing. Some people don't know their basic rights, so they don't even know that, oh, this is the time to take this landlord to court. So please, get everything in writing, right? And just basically get everything in writing. And this one, like, I can't overemphasize on the asking questions. Ask questions. Like, when you come to an estate, don't just move in. Ask around. Ask how the management is. Like me, I literally stopped someone on the way. Hello, son, please, I'm trying to get that place. And like, how is the place? How is the management? Do you know, I went to the back. I went to the back and I saw some girl from washing dishes. So her window was open at the kitchen and I could see her through the window. So I was like, sorry, excuse me, sorry to disturb you. Please, how long have you been here? Is the water okay? Is this? how is it really 24 hours light, or they'll give you 16? She said, no, it's really 24 hours. Oh no, is this? Oh, the water is, oh no, I've seen the water is clean, we've been here, it's nice, no issues. Like, go and ask questions, because like I said, one thing about Nigerians is that they will tell you the truth. Nigerians are those sort of people that, like, if they're going through something, they don't want another person to go through it. Yes, they will literally tell you, like, please see this one, run. Don't come here. Don't come to this estate. You know, they will say, oh, because I've spent my money, you choose to spend. And that's it. In this series, I will continue to talk about, like, how to know the right estate to rent or to buy, or to know the right management. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned one or two from this video. I hope I was able to be helpful. But regardless, please use the comment section. Let me know if it helped. Let me know if there are more things you want me to elaborate on, or just let me know, guys. Let me know. Remember, I'm here for you guys. My name still remains Sarah Donald. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Quality or nothing. Quality content, premium, right here. Bye, guys.